I hate videos. Now, you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here? Woohoo! Happy Friday, everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm excited, but also a little bit nervous because my guest is crazy on point and really scary sometimes. I'm sure he's probably laughing in the green room listening to me. But I'm so excited to introduce him to you. It is Friday, the second Friday of the year, Friday the 13th, one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. Yes, I don't believe in bad luck. So, Friday the 13th, here we go. If you and I haven't met yet, my name is Ingor, and I'm known as the Connection Catalyst. I help entrepreneurs and manufacturers develop a strategy so that they can stand out and connect with their ideal community. I do this through walking them through the steps that I know and do so well, which are my three C's: connect, communicate, and collaborate. If you're watching live, please drop us a comment and let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. It would be awesome to weave your comments into the conversation with us. So if you have any questions for Michael as well, please definitely drop them in the comments. I'd like to say thank you so much to our sponsor, Island Spices in Toronto, Canada. They are an amazing mom and pop shop that serve island food right here in the cold country that we live. Um, if you are ever in Toronto and would love to try out something authentic and delicious, please let me know and I will hook you up with them. Thank you also to our amazing friends at Kindness Inspired for all their support. You guys are just simply amazing. And we are so glad to be able to represent your brand and inspire kindness the world over. So, without further ado, let me welcome my friend. Hello, Michael.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going. I've been told that it's Friday, so I'm supposed to be happy that it's a Friday. That's what I was told a little while ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, most of us, most normal people look forward to a Friday. But my biggest reason is because I get to be here and live with my friends, my community. So that includes you. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Good luck to you. I hear you're scared. I hear you're scared, so let's feed into that fear.
OMG. Michael, before we continue, won't you introduce yourself to our audience? Let them know who you are and what you do.
I am Michael Padurano, and what do I do? I don't know. I do a little bit of everything. It's really hard to explain what I do. I mean, I'm a connector. I connect people everywhere, which is where networking plays in. I help people see who they are for themselves. I help people shine a light on their gifts and their abilities that they usually do not see for themselves. I inspire others to be self inspired and self empowered because when you put self in front of it, it's not something that could ever be taken away from you.
Mhm.
And when you give gifts, they should be eternal. And that's what I focus on is impact and legacy and helping people to live their best lives for themselves.
I love it. I love it. If you saw the intro video, you will have seen a word that's not very well known in the Western world, and that is Ubuntu. So before we continue, I'd like to show you what the definition of Ubuntu is, and it's an ancient African word that means humanity to others. It's often described as reminding us that I am what I am because of who we all are. And in short, I am because we are. And you're here, Michael, because I am because you are. I know that you're helping me to see, to unlock that potential and help me to see who I am and who others are too. So before we continue, the comments are on fire. So let's go over there and say hello to who is watching. Um, Hello to you, Raven. She's tuning in from Cape Town, South Africa. So lovely to see you here. Raven is my niece, and she made me so proud. A few weeks ago, her teacher was speaking about the concept of Ubuntu, and she was the only one who knew what it was because she watches me. So thank you for being here, Raven. Nice to see you. Look who it is.
Noopy. Hey, Noop.
Hi, Nupi. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh. Nupi was my Wonder Woman this Wednesday, and she is amazing. If you missed that post, go back and have a look at it. Um, I can't say enough good things about her. She's just wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And she says, hello, Michael. And she can't wait for this.
She wants to see how bad I torture you. Oh,
She and I were talking actually prior to us going live. So, hello, Chrislyn. Chrislyn is tuning in from Cape Town, South Africa as well. She's my cousin. So nice to see you here. And Russ says, good morning. Way to be a catalyst for connection. Thank you. Of course, there's some networking going on in the comments. I love to see that. And let's say hello to Whitney Koch. She's tuning in from Sugarland. So thank you, Whitney, for being here. Oh my gosh. Russ, Russ always teases me about this, so I'm going to show you this comment. Michael, he always laughs about it, but it's true. If I could, this would be me. Hello, everyone.
I feel like that could be a Disney movie. Fully animated.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy. And Nupi says she's tuning in from the UK. Awesome.
Okay.
And we have Anjani Kumar. Thank you. He says good evening. So I think you're probably in India. Can you let us know, please, Anjani? Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And we have Laura Morlando. She's the stress commando, and she says, happy Friday from Cedar Hill, Texas. Yes, it's Friday, Michael.
I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta love Fridays.
Look,
I like fried eggs.
look, Nupi is saying hi, Michael, and she's
Yes.
and
Noopy is Noopy.
she says you must behave.
This is as close as I get. This is
Oh my gosh. And then we have Gail Robertson. She says, good morning, all. Happy Friday.
hi, Gail.
Yeah. Russ says, it's definitely a happy morning here in Salem, Oregon. It's, what's the weather like there where you are, Michael?
Rainy and crappy.
Ah, well, we're getting snow actually. There's quite a bit of snow on the ground. Not rainy, but it's been miserable every day for the last week. My husband's been saying, oh my gosh, like, can it really be more miserable than today? So, Nupi, this is a message for you. Can you read it, please?
You're a blessing, Michael Padurano. Well, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Oh, so grateful for our connection. Well, it's been around for many lifetimes, so yeah, grateful too. Grateful I remember it. So there we go.
I love to see that. Thank you, Russ, for
So many things to be grateful for.
yes, they are. Show us
Yep.
your shirt. Show us your shirt. It's
My
my
sweatshirt.
favorite.
Yeah, it's my sweatshirt. It's my grateful sweatshirt.
I love it.
My
It's
new way
awesome.
of living since my stroke.
Yeah.
Be grateful just for waking up, and then everything else gets easier.
Yes. Amazing. Okay, let me see. Oh my gosh, Doobie just keeps saying behave. Oh my gosh. Thank you for tagging some people in. Russ, appreciate you. And Elise van Straten. Oh, baie dankie. Hello. Elise is South African living in the UK. Nice to see you here. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Look who it
I
is.
I see it.
Look who it is.
It's a long lost Liz.
Yes. My sister, thank you for being here. And thank you for spreading kindness wherever you go. You are amazing. Amazing. And it's lovely to see you here. Oh my gosh. Okay. One more person, Chandra Bodhi. Thank you. They say hello. Thank you for being here. And I love to see the networking, of course, in the comments. Oh my gosh. She says, Liz is happy to hear you're doing good after your stroke, Mike.
Well,
Big
it was a
hug.
stroke of genius. It was a stroke of gratitude.
That's a brilliant way to look at it.
It's the
Yeah.
only way to look at it. I'm still breathing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Let me get to my questions first.
I mean, what's even left to talk about at this point? Like, I mean, I don't even
Oh
know.
my gosh. We'll jump into that afterwards, but I need to ask
Okay.
you, since this is inspiration from Ingor, can you tell us what inspires you?
To my legacy, right? To elevate humanity through knowledge and understanding. So what inspires me is to live into that every single day, and I live into that every day by radiating outward my self inspiration, so that others can feel comfortable to self inspire. Because the fact that we need to live depend on others for inspiration, or depend on others for wisdom, or depend on others for anything is not truth, right? We
Mm,
need to look within for all these things, and once we find our self inspiration, our self motivation, our self love, our self truth, our anything you want to put self in front of, we are unstoppable. And then we can create interdependent relationships of all kinds globally, because we are one race, the human race, and elevate humanity together. That was a very
wow.
long, drawn out answer. I'm not quite sure if that actually answered even your question.
Yes, it did because I think that's what all of us try to do when we look to inspire others is to help them to master that from within, right? And really when you tap into other people's energies, other people that are around us, what it should do is amplify what you already are.
Well, first of all, you need to protect your own energy, right? Because you
Yes.
don't want it impacting who you are at your core. And
Yes.
then you're able to reflect through your perspective, because you can only see things through your perspective of where that energy is coming from and what its purpose and source is for them. And that's how you insight, and as a true empath, you're able to feel and see and empathize where others are at, and attempt to relate, because you can never know exactly where someone's at, because even if it's identical experiences doesn't mean that they're going through the exact same thing that you went through. So you have to be able to relate on a level that is empathizing and understanding, and with lots of compassion and self-compassion. But it comes through self-awareness, which is not something that most people like to be.
Yeah. Many people hide from that. Um, It's scary.
Is it?
Yes.
I can't imagine living it without it. Like, that scares me. I know the type of person I was before when I wasn't self-aware, and that being that person scares me because
But
I'm nowhere near my purpose and nowhere near living into my legacy and what I'm here to be,
but
and that scares me.
when you were not self-aware, were you afraid of being self-aware?
No, I don't think I cared enough to even know what that meant. I didn't care about myself enough. I had no self-worth, no self-love, no
Mm.
self-compassion, no self-understanding. I mean, like, I just didn't care about self at all. I never protected my energy. I was overrun by other energies. I was overrun by my own energy. I lived in my emotions,
Mm.
not in my energetic space. I didn't protect my energetic field. So I mean, this is a multi-layered question that I don't know if you were prepared to have on this conversation.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's move away from that. Let me ask you another question. I know you've had a tough time growing up, right? But was there anyone that was like a role model to you, and why?
So my childhood was complicated. Um, I was abused as a kid, verbally, physically, emotionally, mentally. I was adopted at birth, so I had an abandonment issue, and that just fed upon itself for years. It's a very interesting question. Was I inspired by anyone? I think I was inspired by a future version of myself that I could create that I never did. But I looked at potentially what I could be and how I could get there. I was always reverse engineering.
Mm.
Now, granted, I didn't do a very good job of accomplishing any of those things because I didn't believe I was worth it because I had no self worth. But I did a lot of self sabotage along the way. But I really believe that's what got me through those times was the hope of potential of what I could be. So
Wow. You know, it's funny. So the question was, did you have a role model, right? And basically, you said no, like somebody else. And you're the second person that I've ever encountered in my life that had that answer.
well, why would I want to play somebody else's role? What's the purpose of that? It can only be me. You can't be me. I mean, you have to be you. We all have to only be what we are. And we can't
Yeah.
worry about what anybody else is, what anybody else's role is, whatever anybody else's impact is. We need to live into our own. We need to take it to a deeper level of self,
Yeah.
create that connection with self, with whatever we believe in as a higher power, connect to that directly, and then build ourselves up through that direct connection
Yeah.
beyond religion. And then you can put religion on top of it because it doesn't exclude religion. It just that creates a deeper connection.
Yeah.
Spirituality. It's all the journey of self.
Okay. Whew.
Did I blow up your list of questions? Like, I mean, is this what happened already? Like,
No, the next question is actually, what is your life statement? And I think you already told me that.
yeah, my life statement's pretty obvious. I put it on my LinkedIn. I don't hide it from anyone. I'm here to elevate humanity through knowledge and understanding. It's my purpose of being here. It's my legacy. It's when I die in 2063, that's what's going to happen. That's what I'm going to be known as, someone who did. I elevated humanity.
2063.
Yeah, November 4th through November 11th, somewhere in there of 2063. Every near-death experience I've ever had, I've always seen the tombstone with those dates, no matter what I was going through, no matter how old I was, whether it was my first one between 3.5 or 4 years old, or whether it was my last one during this stroke. Always saw the same date on the tombstone.
Can you see the fire coming out of my head? Like,
Yeah, I actually can. It's your light glowing off the painting. So yes, I do see it. We're good.
oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I think a new list of questions just came in.
Let's go over to the comments and see what everybody is saying. I think most people are quiet because they're just listening. to what you have to say.
Most people don't know what to ask because they know I'm just going to say what I believe, and what I believe is the truth. So there's
Yeah,
not much to ask.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Nupi says, truth, limitless.
Limitlessness is believing in the essence of limitlessness. Anything is possible. We're able to be anything we desire and create whatever we want to be.
Mm,
So
wow.
I'm spending every day for the rest of my life creating my legacy. Anything that falls within that, I'm willing to do, as long as it fits within my core values.
Nupi says, starts with self, the courage, care, compassion, and curiosity to know thyself. Yeah. And protect your energy like your life depends on it. Yeah. I think Nupi's the only one commenting. Everybody's like, what? I know how you feel, guys. Michael is, wow.
I'm very different.
He's awe inspiring, really. Self awareness. And she says, everyone is on their own path and journey, and to be self aware takes courage and compassion for self. Wow. But she says, you are now, though. I believe she's talking about being self aware. Ruby also says, your experiences have made you who you are, and you tuned into your higher self as your role model. Yeah. Wow. Yes, your experiences definitely have. Wow. So Nubi's just agreeing with you, and she says, I am me.
Noop is a little on the excited side. She, she's
She's
being,
me. She's her. I mean, she is who she is. Unapologetically so.
and she should be, as we all should be.
Yes.
That's when you lose the shame and self judgment about
Yes.
who we believe that we are, and who we've been perceived, who we've been projected upon that we are and should be,
Yeah.
while attempting to
We,
live into others' expectations of us.
yes, we need to break free of those expectations and just be. That's, yeah. Ileana Sutton says, we all receive messages from somewhere, right?
Whether we listen to them is a whole different story. You have to
Yeah.
silence. You have to silence your mind long enough to listen to be able to hear anything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Not sure what Nupi is referring to here.
Can't keep up. Her mind's on
Mm.
her mind's on rapid fire.
Yeah, and then Ileana says, sounds like someone has found their path. Yes, he has. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I found it or if it was forced upon me. I mean, I have 16 near-death experiences that have just kept showing me where to go. So they've kind of pushed me on the path, but I fully accept it and love it.
Wow. Kristen says, yes, protect your energy.
That should be the first thing that we learn in school. It's how to protect our energy field.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Nupi, I am not Ileana Sutton. You are on point, Nupi says. She says, she says, excited giddy. I mean, oh my gosh.
She's probably, running around spitting sparkles and glitter everywhere. It's okay.
Oh my gosh. And Kristen says, true, yes, unapologetic.
We have to be.
Yeah. Oh wow, Kristen, I think you made a spelling error, but I'm thinking that she says, cut out the noise to hear the message.
Exactly. Most people don't want to though, because the noise is a distraction.
Yes.
Whether it's drugs, whether it's porn, whether it's attention, whether it's vanity, whether it's perceived power, whether any of those things, that's what people defer to because it's easier.
Yeah. And Nupi says, I'm not excited, giddy. Okay, Mike.
Yes. I feel like we just should bring Noopy on and just let her explain where she's at.
No, no. Nupi's turn will come. It's your turn right now. I want you to tell everyone like what happened. You've spoken about 16 near death experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. I think most people don't live through one.
Probably not. It's a good thing I'm not most people.
Yeah, yeah. So, can you share with us like what happened during those times?
Yeah, I mean, I was beaten to death once.
No, that's not what I mean.
During the time that I was dead.
When when you had those near death experiences,
Uh-huh.
what shifted in yourself?
Every single time was different. Depends what it was. The first one, when I was getting beaten to death, when I was getting beaten and abused daily, when I was beaten to death, it was all about this is who you're going to be. You are strong and you can survive through this, and what you're being told is not true. And trying to find the strength to fight through that. And then I started drinking at 9 and doing hardcore drugs by 12. So I found a path of avoidance through numbing, which then led to probably about 7 ODs. So apparently the lesson wasn't easily learned at any point in time, other than the fact that I'm resilient and I'm still meant to be here, and that the dates never changed on the tombstone I saw. So that was a resounding message, and I avoided and hid from it forever because I didn't want to be myself. I didn't love myself. I didn't respect myself. I thought I was this horrible, horrible human being that was what I was led to believe that I was and what I was told that I was. Um, and then what I lived into as well through actions, because when you believe it, you're going to live into it, right? So, I mean, I always tried to do the right thing and had good intentions, but made tons of mistakes and hurt lots of people. Um, you know, Intentions don't mean shit if actions don't follow. The best intentions in the world, but if your actions don't follow the words and your actions don't follow your intentions, then you're just lying to yourself. And that's really where I was for a very long time, until about 3.5, 4 years ago. And then I started seeking self for the first time in my life.
So, what happened now with your most recent one where you had a stroke?
Okay, so November 6th, the morning of November 16th, 2022, I guess, about 2 months ago now, I was driving home from my son's school with my son in the car. It was about 10 a.m. And I looked over at my son and I said, Thomas, I feel drained. I feel like I'm losing all my energy. I don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong. And we were pulling up to a red light. And as soon as the red light happened, he said that my eyes rolled to the back of my head and I passed out. 30 seconds later, when the light turned green, he shook me. I woke up and I drove home. Um, no one is exactly sure how that happened because there is no medical reason for it. There's no medical reason for me even to be alive, or the fact that I'm not a vegetable based on where the stroke was, because there was a stroke at 3 places in my brain all at once. So it was a major stroke. It wasn't a minor one. The fact that I'm cognitive, the fact that I have all abilities and I'm clear and functioning. I'm about 97% functioning the way I was before. I had some motor skill deterioration in my left hand, my left foot, but through PT and OT and spending a lot of time meditating and healing myself with energy work, I am just about back to normal. So it's rather impressive. When my eyes rolled to the back of my head, the only thing I remember doing is saying, Source, please take over and get me home safe. Because I call my higher power Source, the source of all creation of everything. That's what I call it, a source. Could be God, could be Jesus, could be Allah. I don't think an all knowing, omnipresent entity would judge us based on what we call it. So I believe that there's truth in all religions. It's just based on fundamental spiritual principles, and that man has distorted them for personal gain.
Wow. Um, whew. Just yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I don't remember driving home that day. I don't remember driving home. All I remember is coming home, coming inside, and then eating real quick, and then taking a nap for 3 hours. Waking up, hanging a painting, the one behind me, hanging that painting which my friend Michelle Harwood Ling painted for me to remind me of my purpose and why I'm here and to keep me grounded. Ironically, I hung it that day. Um, and then I went back to sleep for another 2 or 3 hours until the other two kids got home. woke up, stayed awake long enough to feed everybody, and then got everybody settled in upstairs and went to sleep for the rest of the night. Apparently, sleeping that much when you have a stroke is the worst thing that you can do. Um, in my defense, I did have healing frequencies on in the background, so maybe that was the right thing to do. I don't know. All I know is that it's what worked for me. And then I went to the hospital the next morning, walked myself in, and I said I think I had a stroke because I had weakness in my left side of my body, and I didn't have full functionality on my left arm or my left leg. And they looked at me and said, "There's no way you had a stroke." I said, "Yeah, yesterday." And then they looked at me like I had 17 heads, and they didn't believe a word I said. They did whatever those scans are and said, "Yeah, you had a stroke and you're already admitted into the hospital." And that was it. So I guess they believed me at that point. Yeah, and then it was test after test after test, and testing my cognitive functions, which they were all shocked every time I could even say my name. The fact that I knew the president, the fact that I knew dates, the fact that I remembered my kids' names, their birthdays, my parents, their birthdays, death dates, everything. The fact that I remembered anything that they could ask me, I was on top of. They asked me math, I gave them answers. They just couldn't believe that I went through what the test proved I went through. And I attribute me being in the condition that I'm in then and today, purely to my belief in source, the source of all creation, and the source of all energy, and my direct connection to it, and my practices that I have every day, and that I teach others every day, and how I protect my energy and reflect that outward to the world. And I believe that every individual has their own right to create their own direct connection to whatever their higher power belief is, because then they will be truly living into their own personal power and have personal freedom.
Wow.
It's a good thing I don't share a lot of information in these little tangents. It gives you nothing to work with.
Wow. Yeah, I know that I know what you went through on November 16th, because I've had conversations with you. But yeah, it's amazing that you're still here, and I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful every morning I wake up. I'm not kidding. Like, that's my standard for gratitude now. I wake up, I'm grateful. That's it. Like, everything can get better once you wake up. You wake up, then you have a chance to live into your purpose again that day and to impact another human being. And
Yeah,
there is no greater purpose on this planet than to impact another human being for the better.
yeah. Wow. Nupi is, yeah, just sending you prayers. Thank you. I know it's when I listen to Michael, this is my response. Like I'm just, yeah, quiet. What can I say? I know that there are people watching on LinkedIn, um, but yeah, there's really nothing to say when you speak about this.
No, I mean, I'm really not scary. I mean, I know that it comes off. I mean, I know that it might come off scary in a way, but I'm really not scary. All I do is speak the truth. So
Yes.
maybe the truth is scary. And
What?
Ileana, you can use whatever name works for you. There
Yeah.
is no religion that says you have to say this specific way, right? So it's a matter of creating your own personal direct connection with whatever your belief structure is, because that's
Yeah.
what's going to enhance your beliefs, and you're going to live into it more when it's personalized by you.
Yeah.
So I don't teach people how to follow what I believe. I teach people how to find what they believe and follow that.
Yeah.
Who cares what I believe? It's what I believe.
Nupi is sending us hugs and love. Thank you, Nupi. Um, Michael, you know what? Do
Hmm.
you remember when you and I first met?
It was a cold, rainy day, and it was no. I have no clue. I mean, I could sit here and say. I
I
mean, do I? I mean, I vaguely remember the conversation.
yeah. Well, I remember it. It's not about being scary. Um, I know, like I said, that you're scary to a sense, but what I meant is that when you're most people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear something that is sugar coated, that makes them feel good inside, feel good about themselves. But nobody wants you to call them out on, and I'm gonna say this, they're bullshit. Nobody does.
Yeah, then I'm not a good person to speak to. That's the reality. If you want to live in your delusions and illusions, then I'm not the person to speak to. I'm not the person to have on your live show. I'm not the person to, whatever, try and reel me into a TEDx. I'm not that person, because I'm not going to sit here and play the illusion game. I don't believe in it. I don't live in it. I'm not as harsh or as blunt as I used to be. I'm a lot gentler than I used to be, and
Yes.
I don't look to hurt people. I mean, when I first did,
No.
I was kind of, an arrogant ass about it. I'm not that anymore. But I think people need to see how special they are for who they are as a being. And the only way that you can actually see that for yourself is by releasing these delusions and
Yeah.
illusions.
Yeah. I will say, you know, connect with Michael if you're willing to not have anything sugar coated. Um, that's the kind of person that he is. And you're not scary in the sense, but I think it's just, it can be intimidating, because most of us we don't even tell ourselves the truth, right? That's just the way that life is. We live according to our perceptions, and perception is not reality. It's not.
Nope.
So I remember when you and I met, the first thing you said to me was, "Oh my gosh." And then you started telling me something about me as a person. And this was the first time I ever met with you. We didn't have any interaction like online or anything. I reached out to you because you were on a show, on Russ Hedges' show. And then you said, "Oh, would you like to jump on a call?" And I was like, "Okay, let's jump on a call." And
I invite the brave to come forward.
yeah, yeah. And I think I'm brave. I try to,
You got on the call. That's a start.
I try to step out of my comfort zone. That's really what I do. I really try to, because um, no growth happens inside of it. That's the truth.
Yes.
And anyway, when you said those things to me, I was like, "Oh crap! Who the heck is this?"
It's there's a reason that Reggie Waterman calls me Professor X.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was insane, and I remember you telling me something that made me laugh, but was true for me too. You said most people ghost me for about six
Hmm.
months
Hmm. Yeah, we
before
have
they
that
get
first
back.
call.
And
Right, we have the first call, and then it's 3 to 6 months later that I hear back from them.
yes, and for me it was a year.
Yeah, you're a little more stubborn than most.
Oh my gosh, yes I am.
The illusion was laid real thick with you.
Oh
I get
my
it.
gosh, yes, yeah. But Chrislyn says, "Stay true to your purpose."
That's all I
Yes.
know how to do. That's all I know how to do.
Yes. Honestly, Michael is one of the truest people that I know. And he really is like, there's no sugarcoating anything. Just he says it like it is. And if you don't want to hear it, then don't talk to him. Honestly, that's just the way it is.
Yes.
And he would appreciate that too, because
Hmm.
it's just, otherwise it's a waste of time. So but yeah,
Just make sure to reach out to me 3 to 6 months before you know you're going to be ready to have a real conversation. See, you just got to plan your life better. Like, you've just got to foresee where you're going. Like, I know in 3 to 6 months I'm going to make a change, so that's when you reach out to me. Like, June is popular because everybody wants these crazy New Year's resolutions.
so Nubi says, "You're not scary." She says, "You are real and you say it as it is." Yes,
Yes, I do.
you do.
But
No
it's not the
sugar.
world we live in. It's not the world we live in. It's not what everybody's conditioned to believe or wants to believe.
Yes, yes, and unfortunately, like, the world is full of untruths and half truths. Really.
Yes.
Yeah. Ileana says, "I'm a public speaker and it sounds good. I know who my higher power is, and I'm learning my and walking my path." So,
Ileana, I call that growing forward.
Yeah.
It's every day is a step forward. There is no step backwards. Doesn't matter what happens that day. Doesn't matter if there's mistakes, if there's lessons, if you need to learn something. It's always growing forward. You're in an active state of perpetual growth. So it's
Yeah.
called growing forward, and it's a way of being. It's an amazing way of being.
One of the quotes that I've really been you know tapping into, I think, especially since I became an entrepreneur, is this one. I'll show it to you. And it's by Steve D. Sims, and he says, if you're not growing, you're dying. And many of us, we're stuck in this place where we don't move, we don't grow, we don't learn. And it's just because it's the comfort zone. That's the truth of the matter. I was there for 20 years, you know, going to work, coming home, and doing it all over again every day. That's
Sometimes the superficial and the illusions are really valuable, right? Like money and things and
yes,
having possessions and you know, having surface level relationships and all those things, that's really satisfying if you don't want to go deep. If you want to go deep, then you have no interest in any of those things.
yes.
I've been a millionaire 3 times, homeless 5 times. I can care less about
That's
financial
the thing,
gains.
though. That's the thing. Those things that you mentioned, unfortunately, in the world that we live in and in this day and age, that creates stability, or what we think of as stability.
It's a false level of stability.
Yeah.
It's not real stability. Real stability is being so independent within yourself and having such a deep connection that nothing shakes you, right? Like there was twice last year that I almost got evicted from my house. I was suing my son's school district. My father was dying of cancer. I was in the midst of losing everything. And you know what? I looked at myself and I said, I've been through it before. Whatever it is, I'm going to get through it again. And whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And that's how I lived my life. And you
Yeah.
know what? I'm on the other end of it, and it's absolutely amazing. It's just growing forward and not allowing others' expectations of us to always make us feel less than and that we're not worthy.
Yeah.
Because everything is limitless. Everything is.
You know,
I could wake up tomorrow and be a billionaire, right? Because who knows? Why not? Weird things happen all the time. You just don't know. But why is there limits on anything that we can do or can be, or
yeah.
what can happen with us? The only limits that there are is what we create for ourselves. And the minute that we start living into others' expectations, we're already limited. The minute that we start setting goals, we limit ourselves, because if you miss your goal and you exceed it, what do you have else to look forward to? Why create a goal when you can just live into a legacy and just live into your values and fit within something that's perpetual and never ending until the day you die?
Yeah.
That's the goal. The goal is to live a fulfilled life on every level, not to meet a goal once a year.
Yeah. And that's what it means when we say you need to get out of your own way. That's what it means.
Yes. Yes, that's much more gentle than speaking to me.
Oh my gosh.
I
Okay, let's
mean,
move on to the networking part.
I don't know how
Um,
to network. I don't know why you have me on here. I know nothing about networking.
you know how to network. I know that you know so many people. And what I love is that you look past the facade, you look inside. Um, that's the most important thing. Because that's who I am. I don't care how much money someone has, how many positions they have, what their titles are. I don't care. I want to know the person here. That's what I want. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I love about what you do and how you do it, because yes, you network with people. However, it's not superficial.
No, I can't do superficial. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
If you have me in your life, then there's no superficial reason for it, because I bring nothing to the table superficially. But if you want to be your best self, and if you want to find your true passion, and you want to love yourself like you've never loved yourself before, and you want to live into your soul's purpose, then yeah, I'm the person to speak to, because I hope you get there.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I mean, I in my phone, I have millionaires, I have billionaires, I have homeless people. I mean, I have everybody across the spectrum because none of those things matter to me. But I remember things about every single one of them, and if something comes up that fits for anything, then I bring it to them. You know, and when I do introductions, I mean, Dr. Newby says it best. I just say you two have to talk, like you two have to connect.
Yes.
Like there, I don't go into details. I don't put my expectations on why. I want expectations not to be there. I want it to be expectation free and both sides to walk into it fully blind and open to the possibilities of limitlessness.
Yes.
Who might limit an introduction because what I perceive of a reason. It's not fair.
I love that, and I have, you have introduced me to someone in that way. Just sent a message saying you two need to talk.
Yeah.
That's all you said, and I was like, what? This is the first time I've ever received an introduction like that, um, and I did appreciate that it didn't put what our conversation or our connection, my connection with that person into a box. It was just you two need to talk and allowed us to figure it out. Really.
You know the key to living limitlessly, living into it and putting actions to match it. If I put my expectations on others, even through simple introductions, yes, I might be introducing people for the right reasons, and I might have an idea of why it could work for both of them. But who am I to say? Because there could be a million other reasons that I don't even think of or know of that are even better than what I thought to introduce. It's just intuition. I just follow my intuition. It's not even mine to say. So these are gifts I've given. So
Yeah. I That's the other thing that you said to me the first time I met you.
yeah,
You told me that um, I have really good intuition, but I don't listen to it.
not at all. You still don't. If you want to feel any better, it's been what 15 months later, and you're just barely starting to. But I'm proud of you because you're still hanging in there. You're fighting this illusion really well. You're a true fighter.
Well, you did tell me that I'm stubborn.
Have to be to want to live the illusion for that long, right? I mean, isn't that the key? I mean,
Well, I'm still here. I'm still listening to you. You know,
either
I
that or you're a masochist. I mean, that could be part of it too, right? You just enjoy the
know.
pain and torture of dealing with me.
Oh my gosh, no. Yeah, I'm still here though. And I do listen. I need, for me, I need time to think on it and make a decision, like, based on how I feel. But I do listen.
You do. You listen very well. You take notes and everything, and then you refer to them 6 to 12 months later. I get it. It's okay. Look, we are all on our own journey at our own pace, and just because I share wisdom with somebody at a point in time doesn't mean that it's their wisdom for that moment. As long as they remember it when they need it, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah,
I don't have expectations on anybody's journey anymore. I
yeah,
learned that lesson the hard way.
yeah. Has networking impacted you?
No, not at all. I find it pretty frivolous. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, everything's our network, right?
Yeah,
But networking, it depends. What's your intent? Is your intent to say I have 30,000 contacts, or is your intent to say I have 20,000 relationships that can enhance your life in 20,000 different ways? So it really depends on how you look at life and why you're doing it. I mean, I've been on LinkedIn. I maxed out my first account. I deleted that account in 2011, started over in 2013, and I'm at 25, 26,000 contacts, I think. I don't know. I get more people delete me than keep me. It's pretty entertaining, actually. Um, I don't know why. I mean, apparently people just don't
uh,
want to hear apparently people don't want to hear the truth enough. And
yes.
that's fine. And that's fine. I don't care about the illusions. I could have been maxed out a long time ago. I just choose not to. It's not my intent. My intent is to connect with the right people for the right reasons. And I have a database in my mind of 20,000 something contacts that I can tap into for different introductions and leveraging for mutually beneficial situations for two other people. It has nothing to do with me. I very rarely get anything out of it.
Yeah. Wow. That's the thing though, because here, Here's a quote by Dr. Ivan Misner. It says, networking is more about farming than it is about hunting. It's about cultivating relationships. It's about
I have
pouring into others and not taking.
I have no idea who Dr. Evan Meisner is, but he sounds intelligent. If he went to be a doctor, then he's got to do something right. Yeah, I mean, but that's the truth, right? And while he's a doctor and he's done studies and everything else to get to that conclusion, I've lived life, and
Yeah,
that's what I've come up with.
yeah,
So, experience is the best teacher for me. I mean, I got thrown out of 2 high schools, so experience was always the best teacher for me. I learned how not to do many things that way. It's really,
yeah,
it's a different way of looking at life, and it's a different way of. But see, here's the thing: you can't be this way until you're willing to look at yourself. Because until you're willing to look at yourself and get to the truth of who you really are, beyond all the illusions, all the expectations, all the imposed values that have been put upon us, then you can't possibly live into anything but those things. So it takes a path of self-awareness and self-understanding and self-compassion, because none of us are perfect. None of us, you know, are who we think we are until we're willing to go into that in-depth look. Because we all believe what we've been taught to believe.
yeah. Yes, we do. A lot of the time, we we struggle against self and rather take on what's coming at us from outside.
Well, we spend our whole life that way, though, right? Because
Yeah,
here's the thing: when I started looking at my true core values, truth and honesty has always been one. You kidding me? I lied to everybody. Like, I did that for years, lied to people because I wanted to fit in and I wanted to be the best that I could. But it's my main number one core value today. But I was also raised on a very skewed perception of what truth was. I was never allowed to tell anyone in the world that I was abused, and it was being buried by the people that were closest to me that imposed truth on me. So my version of truth was a very skewed perception of it. So until I was willing to do that work and heal that part, I didn't understand what real truth is. And that's why I'm
yeah,
able to live the way I live today. There's not a single thing in my life that I'm embarrassed of, ashamed of, or will not talk about, actually. I'll discuss anything. I have no fear. It
yeah,
doesn't matter. I'm just human. We all have crazy experiences.
yeah. I know whoever's watching and has been watching before, they probably recognize that this conversation is very different to others that I've had with other people. But the beauty of it is every conversation has to be different because every person is different.
But this is about networking with self. It's still networking. You're just going a layer deeper, which is networking with yourself. Because then once you get to that point, then you network with others in a completely different layer of depth,
Yeah,
and a different level of truth, and a different level of judgment free, expectation free, just truly connecting for the right reasons.
yeah. The main reason why I started having these conversations with different people in my network was, to inspire positivity in the lives of others because of the situation that we were facing with regards to the pandemic. Um, and also to help others to really live to be the best version of themselves. And when, whether that means XYZ, whatever is coming from, because I want you to learn from the perception or from the reality, the truth of my guest. That's what it's about. So with Michael, that's what he's teaching, that we need to network with ourselves first. We need to know ourselves in order to be able to live up to our truest potential. Ileana says real life conversations. Yes. Chris Lind says my new favorite words now, growing forward. I really need to apply it to myself. Tough.
But you already are. You're here. You're awake. You're learning. You're digesting this information and taking it in on your own perceived way. So you are growing forward. Stop
Yeah.
minimizing and doubting yourself. You're already doing it. The
Yes.
problem is we always put a future tense on things, but you're already doing it. It's not like I
Yes.
want to. I am. I woke up today. I'm alive. No option but to be alive because I'm alive. So I am, and I'm doing it every day.
Yes, I love that. Nupi says, "Yep, being you with bells on." That's a Dr. Nupi original quote.
There
Yes.
you go. Trademark it.
I think she has copyrighted it, I think. I think
She
that.
should.
Yeah, Ileana says, "So true." And Nupi says, "If Michael says you two gotta connect, I know there's a damn good reason to." Yes. Oh my gosh. Hello, ABD. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. And Ileana says, "Amen, Inga." I'm not certain what she's referring to, but thank you.
That was like 45 pages ago. Who knows? Like talking to me is like 72 different conversations in an hour. So,
So guess what?
huh.
Lana is home from school today because there's a PA day, and she just opened my door because she wants my phone. What a
Oh,
surprise!
yeah. What a surprise. What's a PA day?
Uh, Professional Administrative Day.
She was just sick for like 2 weeks. Now they're giving her a day off.
It's not
Here,
her. It's not her. It's the whole school is off.
you've been back at school for a day and a half. Take a day off. Here we go. We're gonna give you a 3-day weekend. Well, my kids have a
Oh
3-day
my
weekend because of Martin Luther
gosh!
King Day on Monday
Yeah, you
in
guys.
honor of Martin Luther King.
Yeah. Nupi says, "I've met some incredible people through you, Michael."
I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored that they were incredible. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to know incredible people.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And then she says, "Intention, action, grow forward."
Makes sense.
Kristen says, "This show has really awakened some soul searching." Thank you.
If you're brave enough, reach out and let's have a direct conversation. Let's see how brave you are.
Kristen, are you brave? I love you.
It's not it's
Are
not
you?
it's not for everyone. It's truly not for
No.
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's important. Nobody's agreeing with her. And she says networking, Kristen says networking with self before connecting with others. Yes, because before you connect with others, you need to know who you are. Right, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Gail says, "Wow, Michael, networking with self, very powerful."
It can be. Depends who the self is. Depends on the illusion that oneself has.
Yeah. Okay, so Luffy says, "Deep
Oof. Here
dive
we
and
go.
delve. Shed the layers that have been placed by others, circumstances, generations, culture, and be you with bells on, aligned and in tune with your own needs, values, passions, and purpose." Wow. Yes. Yes, yes. If you learned anything from Michael, that needs to be it. Be you and know you as well. Gail says, "Your story is one not everyone has experienced, so thank you for sharing. Our lived experiences makes us who we are and impacts how we relate to others as well." Yes.
Yes.
Laura says, "I love the concept of networking with yourself. I believe relational networking to have meaningful conversations is the most powerful and effective, and taking that inward first makes so much sense. Thank you for that reframe." Yes, it is a reframe because we don't think about networking with self, we think about it as with others, right? Okay, Michael, do you have any final thoughts for our viewers?
No, I welcome the crazies that are willing to have a conversation to reach out to have a conversation with me. Other than that, no. I mean, look, all we can do is live our best life. We can't live anyone else's best life. So stop trying to be anyone else. Like, just figure out who you are and be it because you're perfect exactly the way you are.
Yes.
You were made by whatever your belief structure is and whatever higher power you believe in. And your higher power is not wrong. So if you believe in that point, then you've got to be perfect exactly the way you are. And if you grow forward, then you're just going to keep living into the best version of yourself every single day. There's no plateau, and it doesn't stop. It's just a continued search for self.
Yes. I'm just
And if your
finding a
daughter
quote
if your daughter doesn't get the phone soon, then
that
we're
I
in
want
trouble.
to. She has it already. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Hopefully, it's charged.
I've given it to her. Yes. I there's a quote that I want to I'm gonna put it on my screen actually. Give me a second. Because this ties into what you're saying. And it's something that really has resonated with me since I've come across it. Um, and that is there's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's their time. And it just ties into what you're saying with regards to be you, be you, right? Michael, you're frozen. Okay.
No, I'm here. No, I'm really good at sitting still and listening. Like people, like even talking to me on the phone, like I'm like absolutely silent. Why are you so quiet? I'm listening. Has nobody ever listened to you before? I just don't understand. Like, am I supposed to interrupt when you're speaking about yourself? That way, you know I'm still here because it's not about me. It's about what you're trying to convey. And I was giving you space to find the quote that you were looking for.
Yeah. No, so that is the quote. Just there's no comparison between the sun and the moon. They shine when it's daytime. So thank you for coming and sharing your light with us, Michael. Um,
Anytime.
your truth. Yeah. You are I know you. And it can, you know, it can be intimidating to people that are not in that space. But it's so rewarding and so freeing, really. So thank you.
You are very welcome. Thank you for having me, and thank you for being willing because you knew that this was going to be crazy the minute that you even thought about it. So,
I did, but it's okay. It was good. Thank you so much. And if you don't mind, I'll send you to the green room as I wrap up. I'll see you soon.
all right, sounds good. I'll be here.
Thank you. If you're still watching, thank you for sticking with us. I know it was a little unconventional, but sometimes we really do need that no BS approach. Let me just see what people are saying. Loopy says, learn, heal, grow, evolve, pass it on. Wow. Yes. And she says, ooh, I love that quote, Inga, regarding the moon and the sun. I was going to send you that one for Wonder Woman post. Oh, yeah, I love that quote because there is really no comparison between people. We I'm completely different to one person, any person. Even if I had a twin, I would be different to them. You know, something that I learned actually through ancestry is that even twins can have different DNA. Believe it or not, if that's crazy, I think that's crazy. So. Luffy says she loved this today. Thank you to both of you. Thank you. And thank you for still watching. And Chrislyn says, love today's show. Thank you so much for the no BS. Yes, it's time to cut out the BS out of our lives. We accept too much BS from others. And you know what? No, enough. Enough. We need to be real. We need to be true to ourselves. And we need to be who we are, not somebody else. Be you. Everyone else is already taken. So, Gail says, ha, unconventional indeed. Yes. But Michael is amazing when it comes to being unconventional. Ileana says, be real, no matter how hard it can be. So, thank you to those that are still watching. Know that I appreciate all of you. And I wish you a wonderful weekend ahead. I'll see you next week for another episode of Inspiration from Inga. One last comment from Dr. Noopy. She says, live the life you choose to create unapologetically. Yes, step into your purpose. Get out of your own way. Happy Friday. Know that I appreciate you, and I look forward to spending some more time with you next week. Take care and be blessed. I'll leave you with my intro video again, just in case you didn't catch it at the beginning. Bye for now. I hate videos. Now you may be wondering, if I hate videos, what the heck am I doing here?